Let me ask you something. Have you been eating your vegetables, thinking you're doing everything right, yet still feeling weaker, stiffer, more off balance than you were just a year ago? You're not alone. Every week in my clinic, I see older patients smart, careful, well-meaning, who eat clean, take their vitamins, and walk daily. But something's still off. Their legs ache. Their minds feel foggy. They trip more often. They blame age. But here's what nobody told them. Not all vegetables are safe after 60. Yes, you heard me right. Some of the most common vegetables, ones we've trusted for decades, can quietly inflame your nerves, stiffen your joints, and mess with the fragile balance between your brain and your legs. I've seen it happen. I've helped patients reverse it. This video is your wake-up call. If you're over 60 and still eating white potatoes, green bell peppers, or eggplants several times a week. If you think salads are always safe, then you might be unknowingly speeding up the very decline you're trying so hard to avoid. But there's good news. You can take back your strength starting today with just a few small, smart swaps. You don't need pills. You don't need expensive diets. You just need the truth. If this message resonates with you, comment number 1. If you're not sure yet, comment 0. I still want to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week we help older Americans like you live stronger, think clearer, and age with power. Are you ready to stop losing strength and start living on your terms? Then let's begin. Number 1, the white potato, a comfort food that secretly weakens your legs and brain. Let's talk about the first healthy vegetable that's quietly working against your independence, the white potato. Yes, the one that's mashed, baked, or fried on nearly every American dinner table. For many of us, white potatoes are a comfort. They remind us of family dinners, holidays, and warm kitchens. But for your body after 60, they can be a dangerous trap. Here's why. White potatoes have a very high glycemic index. That means they break down into sugar fast. Your blood sugar spikes, then it crashes. This constant up and down puts your blood vessels under enormous stress. And where do those tiny vessels suffer first? In your legs, feet, and brain. That's right. I've seen patients in their 60s and 70s who started feeling numb toes, cold feet, brain fog, even knee stiffness, but had no idea it was related to their healthy dinner. One patient, Harold, 72 years old, came in last year. Retired truck driver, good man, tough spirit. He told me, "Doc, I never missed a meal. I eat meat and potatoes every night." But what he didn't realize, that one bowl of mashed potatoes, just one, was enough to throw off his circulation every single night. We ran a full blood panel. His inflammation markers were elevated. His A1C was creeping up. His legs were swelling slightly. He had trouble going upstairs. No pills were fixing it. The problem wasn't disease, it was a habit. Now, here's the truth I want you to hear. White potatoes offer almost no protection. They're low in antioxidants. They're nearly void of anti-inflammatory nutrients. And when you smother them in sour cream, cheese, or bacon, you're stacking salt, saturated fat, and even more inflammatory load onto your system. That plate of comfort is silently eroding your balance, your blood flow, and your brain power. But here's the good news. I told Harold to make one swap: trade his mashed potatoes for half a cup of steamed broccoli, or roasted carrots with olive oil. 2 weeks later, his knees felt lighter. His feet weren't cold in the morning. He said, "Doc, I can take the stairs again without gripping the rail." That's the power of a better choice. So, let me ask you this. How often are white potatoes still showing up on your plate? If you're over 60, you need to question every food that spikes your blood sugar or strains your nerves. Are you feeding strength or slowly draining it? Comment below if white potatoes are a regular part of your meals. Say yes if you eat them more than twice a week. Say no if you've already moved on. I want to hear from you, because your legs deserve better than what a tuber can give you. Number 2, eggplant, the beautiful vegetable that could be damaging your joints and nerves. Now, let's talk about another so-called healthy vegetable that often flies under the radar: eggplant. It looks harmless. It's soft when cooked, low in calories, and rich in color. But beneath that shiny purple skin, eggplant contains a naturally occurring compound called solanine. And if you're over 60, solanine can quietly become one of your worst enemies. Solanine is a defense chemical found in the nightshade family of plants eggplant, tomatoes, bell peppers, white potatoes. These plants use it to fight off pests. But in aging human bodies, solanine can do more harm than good. It builds up in your system and can irritate joints, muscles, and even nerves. It doesn't create a sharp, sudden pain. It creates a dull, constant stiffness, what many people wrongly label as just old age. You wake up with a tight back. Your knees feel heavy. Your balance seems off. Your legs feel like they're dragging through mud. That's not just aging. That's inflammation. Solanine inflames soft tissues, reduces nerve conductivity, and interferes with the smooth communication between your brain and your muscles, especially in your lower body. And here's the part nobody talks about. When your brain sends a signal to lift your foot, your nerve transmission needs to be fast and clear. Even a half-second delay can mean a missed step, a stumble, or worse, a fall. Falls are the #1 cause of injury in Americans over 65, according to the CDC, and anything that interferes with your nerves or balance becomes a direct threat to your freedom. Eggplant, when eaten frequently, can quietly contribute to that threat. Now, not everyone reacts the same way to solanine. Some tolerate it better than others. But if you've been noticing stiffness, nerve pain, or clumsiness, it's time to experiment. Cut out eggplant for 2 to 3 weeks. Watch how your body responds. Do you feel more agile? Do your knees feel freer in the morning? Do your hands tremble less? Is your coordination sharper? This isn't a punishment. It's a test. Your body will tell you what it needs if you give it the chance. And remember, cutting out eggplant doesn't mean giving up flavor. There are powerful, low-inflammation alternatives: zucchini, carrots, cauliflower, bok choy, all rich in nutrients, easy to cook, and gentle on your joints and nerves. The bottom line, eggplant might look like a smart choice, but for older adults with sensitive joints and slowing nerves, it may be a hidden roadblock to living strong. So, let me ask you straight. How often do you eat eggplant without even thinking about it? Leave a comment below. Yes, if it's still part of your weekly meals, or no, if you're ready to try letting it go. Because sometimes feeling better starts with subtracting, not adding. #3, green bell peppers, the healthy vegetable that could be leaking toxins into your bloodstream. Let's turn to another vegetable with a glowing reputation: green bell peppers. Crunchy, colorful, and present in almost every salad, wrap, or stir fry. But for adults over 60, green bell peppers might be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Green bell peppers contain lectins, natural plant proteins that plants use as a defense against insects. But in the aging human gut, lectins can become highly irritating. Lectins bind to the lining of your intestinal wall. Over time, they create tiny openings in the gut, lining what we in medicine call increased intestinal permeability, or, more commonly, leaky gut. When your gut lining is compromised, undigested food particles, toxins, and bacteria can pass into your bloodstream. That's when the problems begin. Your immune system kicks into high alert chronic. Low-grade inflammation starts simmering. You may not feel it right away, but it slowly wears down your joints, nerves, and even your brain. The result: aching knees, stiff ankles, weakened reflexes, and in many cases, digestive troubles like bloating, irregular bowel movements, or fatigue after eating. Even worse, these symptoms are often brushed off as just part of aging, but they're not. They are clear signs that your gut is inflamed, your immunity is overreacting, and your system is struggling to keep up. Now. You may be thinking, but I thought bell peppers were loaded with vitamin C. You're right. Red, orange, and yellow. Bell peppers are excellent sources of antioxidants like vitamin C and beta-carotene. But green bell peppers, they're unripe versions of red and yellow peppers. That means they have higher lectin content, more bitter compounds, and far fewer protective nutrients. They're harder to digest and more inflammatory for sensitive individuals, especially older adults. Here's the good news. You don't have to swear off peppers forever. Just swap green for red, orange, or yellow bell peppers. When ripe, they're sweeter, more nutritious, and significantly lower in lectins. Also, cooking helps. Lightly roasting or sautéing peppers in olive oil reduces lectin activity and improves digestibility. But here's the bottom line. If you're experiencing joint pain, digestive discomfort, or mental fog and you're eating green peppers regularly, it's time to reassess. Your body is not just reacting randomly, it's sending signals. And those signals are saying, please feed me foods that heal, not foods that inflame. So, I ask you now, how often are green peppers showing up in your meals? Comment yes if they're still in your weekly rotation. Comment no if you're switching to ripe, colorful alternatives, because healing your gut is the first step to reclaiming energy, strength, and mental clarity after 60. Number 4. Carrots, the orange powerhouse that reconnects your brain, eyes, and legs. Now that we've talked about what to avoid, let's talk about what to embrace. The first healing food on your list is simple, affordable, and found in nearly every kitchen: carrots. Don't underestimate this humble root vegetable. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that your body converts into vitamin A. And after age 60, vitamin A becomes a lifeline. Why? Because it supports 3 critical systems that begin to decline with age: vision, nerve health, and immune strength. Let's start with the eyes. As we age, our risk of macular degeneration increases. This condition affects the central part of your retina, the macula, which is responsible for clear, detailed vision. Without it, reading becomes difficult. Driving becomes risky. Recognizing faces becomes a strain. Beta-carotene in carrots slows this decline. Not only does it nourish the retina, it also protects the small blood vessels around the eye from oxidative stress. That's not all. Vitamin A also strengthens the mucous membranes lining your respiratory tract and gut, improving your defenses against infections and inflammation. In other words, you stay healthier, longer. But let's go deeper. Carrots also support the nervous system. How they contain antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in capillaries and nerve endings, especially in the legs, feet, and hands, where aging often hits hardest. That means better nerve-to-muscle communication, faster reflexes, reduced chance of stumbling, more confident walking on stairs or uneven ground. Every step you take requires your brain to speak to your feet with clarity, speed, and precision. Carrots help keep that signal strong. And guess what? They don't need to be raw or boring. In fact, light cooking, such as steaming or roasting with olive oil, can actually increase the bioavailability of beta-carotene. That means your body absorbs more of it more easily. Avoid overboiling or deep frying. Those methods destroy the nutrients. Just 1/2 cup of cooked carrots a day can give your nerves and eyes the fuel they need to stay strong. So, if you've been skipping carrots because they seem too basic, it's time to rethink, because this little orange root could be the quiet protector of your vision, balance, and independence. Let me ask you this. Have you been including carrots in your meals at least 3 times a week? Comment yes if they are part of your routine. Comment no if they've been left off the plate lately. Your body is constantly talking to you. Don't wait until it starts screaming. Number 5. Broccoli. The green shield that stabilizes your blood sugar and rebuilds mental sharpness. If you had to pick just one vegetable to eat every day after 60, let it be broccoli. It's not trendy. It doesn't show up on superfood lists with fancy packaging or celebrity endorsements. But broccoli is a silent defender, one of the most powerful vegetables for aging adults who want to preserve strength, clarity, and independence. Why? Because it contains a compound called sulforaphane, a natural antioxidant found in cruciferous vegetables. And sulforaphane does something extraordinary inside your body. It turns on your body's own detox enzymes. it lowers cellular inflammation, it protects the walls of your blood vessels, and it boosts brain function, especially in the areas responsible for memory and coordination. That's not hype, it's backed by real science. A study published by Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine found that sulforaphane can reduce oxidative stress in older adults and improve vascular performance, particularly in small blood vessels that feed the brain, legs, and heart. This is critical because as we age, poor circulation to these areas can lead to brain fog, clumsiness, slow reflexes, and even minor memory lapses that disrupt daily life. Broccoli also provides fiber, which improves gut health, vitamin K, which supports bone strength, folate, which enhances brain function and mood, calcium, which supports muscle contraction and nerve signaling. And here's what makes it truly unique. Unlike many vegetables that spike your blood sugar, broccoli helps stabilize it, keeping your energy consistent throughout the day and reducing the roller coaster that leads to fatigue and inflammation. The key is preparation. Don't boil broccoli to death. Overcooking destroys sulforaphane and most antioxidants. Instead, lightly steam it. Or sauté with olive oil and garlic for maximum flavor and maximum healing. Just 1 cup of cooked broccoli a day can help improve circulation to your brain and legs, reduce morning stiffness, and sharpen your mental clarity. If you've been relying on carbs or starchy sides like bread, rice, or potatoes for comfort, now is the time to make the shift. Give your body something that heals while it nourishes. So let me ask, is broccoli already a daily part of your meals? Comment yes. If you've embraced it, comment not yet if you're still working on it, because broccoli may not look like a miracle. But for your blood vessels, your bones, and your brain, it absolutely is. Number 6. Spinach, the green leaf that powers your brain, muscles, and vision. Let's talk about a leafy green that deserves far more credit than it gets: spinach. You've heard it's healthy, but the truth is, spinach is not just healthy, it's strategic. It directly targets 3 critical systems in the aging body: blood circulation, brain function, and visual clarity. How spinach is rich in organic nitrates, naturally occurring compounds that help widen blood vessels. That means better circulation to your brain, legs, and eyes. And for older adults, better circulation isn't just helpful, it's essential. Because most falls don't happen because your legs are weak. They happen because your brain can't signal your muscles fast enough. Your foot hesitates, your balance shifts, your reaction comes too late. That delay, just a fraction of a second, can mean the difference between safety and a serious fall. By improving blood flow, spinach strengthens the mind-muscle connection, it delivers more oxygen, more nutrients, it makes every movement sharper, every step more confident, and the benefits don't stop there. Spinach is also loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that specifically protect your retina. These compounds accumulate in the macula, the part of your eye that gives you sharp, central vision. Macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in Americans over 65. According to the National Eye Institute, spinach helps defend against it, keeping your eyes sharp, your driving safe, and your independence intact. Plus, it's rich in magnesium, vitamin K, and folate nutrients that support emotional balance, bone health, and neurological function. But here's the catch. Don't boil it too much. Overcooking destroys most of spinach's fragile nutrients. Instead, eat it raw in smoothies, lightly sautéed with olive oil, or steamed briefly. Just 1 small handful per day can boost your circulation, coordination, and confidence. So, ask yourself, is spinach part of your daily habits? Comment yes if you've already embraced it. Comment no if you're still warming up to it. Because this simple green isn't just about eating well, it's about living well. 1 handful at a time, 1 bite at a time, reclaiming strength, clarity, and control after 60. So, now you know, some vegetables, yes, even the ones we grew up believing were always healthy, might no longer serve you after 60. They may be comfortable, they may be familiar, but they could be quietly stealing your strength, slowing your mind, and compromising your balance. And that's not your fault. Nobody warned us that aging changes how our body reacts even to so-called good foods. Nobody told you that inflammation can start at the dinner table. Nobody taught you to look at your plate with the eyes of someone fighting to stay independent. But now you know. And now you have a choice. This isn't about fear. It's about power. Power to say, I will no longer eat foods that make me weaker. I will no longer follow habits that steal my clarity. I will protect my legs, my mind, and my life one meal at a time. You don't need perfect discipline. You don't need expensive diets. You need awareness. You need small shifts, done consistently. You need to believe that every bite you take matters, because it does. Every meal is either fighting for your independence or quietly surrendering it. So, tell me in the comments, which vegetables surprised you the most today? Was it one you thought was helping, but turns out it might be harming, or one you've been avoiding that could actually heal you? Drop your answer below. And if this message lit a spark in you, if you feel just a little more ready to fight for your health, then please like, share, and subscribe. Because this community is here to remind you every week you're not stuck, you're not too old, and it's never too late to make a different choice and live stronger, one bite at a time.